As the private month covenant service kicks off, correspondence examines benefits of covenants between God and man. State government to identify and prosecute dealers of adulterated kerosene. Plus, Christians talks on gratitude to God rather than memory. Details coming up shortly. Good morning and thank you for joining us for the news at 7. I am Abasi Ubong Gordon. Concerned over the current economic situation in the country and in a bid to prefer solution, the Akwa Ibom State Governor, Mr. Domi Emmanuel, declared the first day of every month as New Month Covenant Service Day. Recently, the maiden edition of the program took place at the Latter Day Chapel, Governor's Lodge, Uyo. Although the governor said participation was not mandatory, the occasion witnessed a large turnout of participants. In the following report, Augusta Esen takes a look at the covenant and what the state stands to benefit in the introduced program.
A religious covenant is a sacred agreement between God and a person or group of people. Covenant marks the path back to God. Apart from the Abrahamic covenant, of the covenants found in the first 5 books of the Bible, the Noahic covenant is unique in applying to all humanity, while the other covenants are principally agreements made between God and the biblical Israelites. There is the Mosaic and the Davidic covenant, but Christians believe that the new covenant, which is sealed with the blood of Jesus, has replaced the old covenant sealed with the blood of animals. Covenants usually benefit all the parties involved, but in a covenant with God, humans stand to benefit. Conscious of these enormous benefits, Governor Domi Emmanuel set aside the first day of every month as a New Month Covenant Service Day, where Akwa Ibom people renew their covenant of being obedient to God in exchange for blessings. What the state stands to gain from this program, which most churches indulge in, include supernatural increase and promotion, restoration of all the enemies as stolen, prominence and preferential treatment, honor in the midst of adversaries, petition granted, and all-round blessings in the face of economic recession.
As if you see any scarcity in the world, it is man-made, it's not of God at all. It's because man has decided to be lazy and not to do what God told him to do. And has decided to mismanage the wealth that God has given to us in abundance. Everything God has given to us in abundance. There is no insufficiency in God. God is unlimited in everything.
While it may not be possible for everyone to physically attend the service held at the Latter House Prayer Chapel, Government House, it is important that the concept be welcomed and adhered to, even in our homes and offices. Augusta Esen reporting.
Christians should always thank God and appreciate Him for His benevolence. This with the words of advice by the Commissioner for Women Affairs and Social Welfare, Dr. Glory Edet, to the people of Idi local government area. At a monthly Islam assembly held at Odorikwe, Dr. Glory Edet charged the people to make thanksgiving and appreciation a lifestyle in order to attract more blessing from God and man.
Dr. Edet maintained that God has specifically blessed Akwa Ibom State and its people, judging by the peace and progress the state is making. She enjoined Christians to continue in their service to God, believing that God is able to restore, comfort and sustain them. Speaking, the Chief Whip in the Akwa Ibom State House of Assembly, Mr. Emmanuel Ekwenyong, appreciated God for preserving his life and that of his constituent and urged the people to live in peace with one another. Mr. Ekwenyong tasked the people to key into the Dakata philosophy of the present administration by engaging in productive ventures and innovations. In an exaltation, Pastor Nsikanabasi said that God who transformed Joseph's destiny will uplift the local government area to a citadel of economic opportunities and investment. The clergyman will center his message on Thanksgiving, call on Christians to remain steadfast, prayerful, and dedicate themselves to God for His protection.
The beauty of God will be people reveal the character. When God reveals Himself to Moses, He says, I am the God. I am the light. I am the beginning. I am the end. I am the God I was with your father Abraham. I am the God I was with your father. I am the God I was with the next generation.
The General Assembly featured prayers for leaders and praises.
Members of the public have been advised to buy kerosene from filling stations so that in the event of price hike, such stations would be identified to face the wrath of the law. The Commissioner of Transport and Petroleum Resources, Mr. Oman Essen, gave the advice when he met with members of the state branch of the Independent Petroleum Marketers Association of Nigeria in his office. Mr. Essen, who restated the state government's determination to go after those who indulge in the sale of adulterated kerosene, regretted the number of users of the product who have suffered various domestic accidents owing to adulteration. The story is here presented.
He advised members of IPMAN to monitor what their members sell to the public, assuring that government is ready to work with the association. According to him, government was exploring avenues for the setting up of a tank farm in the state. The commissioner advised members of the public to buy kerosene from filling stations so that in an event of any incident, such stations could be held responsible.
And I'm wondering, have seen children burnt from head to toe. I have seen mothers, pregnant women, burnt from head to toe. I have seen. This organization is highly respected. This organization, even though the government only do a business in Napoleon, not already abide by the rules and laws of Ipman, could be the business. Not only a capacity was fish those people out. That until you fish them out, you still have a lot of jobs. You cannot compromise.
The state chairman of Ipman, Mr. Ubong Isong, regretted incident of kerosene explosion, saying that they were in the commissioner's office to rub minds on the issue. He said he has visited some victims in the hospital and pledged the readiness of his association to fish out and arrest those involved in the unwholesome act.
Product that is report from private people, they give us the go ahead and say the product is okay. We go and buy the product. Even the product that is supplied to NNPC, without DPR giving approval, we cannot take the product.
Mr. Omaneson has also assured that government was putting in place the necessary security measures to check criminal activities in motor parks. Mr. Essen gave the assurance when members of Police Community Relations Committee PCRC Zone 6 called on him. The commissioner said he will be happy to work with different groups in providing security in motor parks across the state and thanked the PCRC for deciding to partner government in this regard. He stressed the need for the traveling public to be assured of the safety of lives and property, especially in motor parks. The commissioner said government is poised to rid motor parks of criminals, saying that his ministry is ready to cooperate with the PCRC to achieve this.
We are all about that. The main essence is not to throw them away, because when we throw them away, we are creating more. We are giving them an opportunity to go and to do others, to get involved in substitution rights. And the idea basically is to transform them and make them better citizens of Nigeria. I'm very glad that your visit to my office is timely. We believe strongly that partnering with you cannot be overemphasized.
The chairman of the PCRC Zone 6, Elder Jeremiah Benjamin, said they were in the commissioner's office to discuss areas of cooperation in a bid to rid criminals out of motor parks. He said they intend to organize training for park managers and drivers and to end touting as well as check criminal activities.
Looking at the present security conditions in our community, we carried out a baseline study. And the baseline study has brought us here because as the number one manager parks in the state, the activities within the park is our concern. Our study revealed that the parks presently have us.
At the event, the PCRC announced the enlistment of the Ministry of Transport as a corporate member, while Mr. Omaneson was also made an honorary member of the community.
You're still watching AKBC TV News at 7. The news continues after the break. Do stay with us. So good to have you back with us. For clearing the backlog of pension arrears owed retirees of primary schools and local governments in the state, the state government has been commended. The Kwara State Retirees Initiative met the commendation recently when its members called on the chairman of Local Government Service Commission, Dr. Valentine Atta, in his office. Led by the President, Elder Ntedo Emma, the initiative pledged to contribute the wealth of experience to the development of the state whenever needed. The rest of the story is here presented.
The president of the initiative, Elder Ntedo Emma, also lauded government for payment of workers' salary and pensions to retirees as at when due. He, however, requested for empowerment and provision of grants to some of his members who are into small-scale economic activities, as well as payment of gratuities to enable them live better lives. Elder Emma pledged the support of members of the initiative to the state government.
I appreciate a lot of kindness and respect to us, accomplishment which has enabled you to host us. Here today to celebrate with you, and we are well president and the chairman of an NPA board in Ababa State. We make that choice by the government of the state to serve in this capacity is based on the appraisal of their pedigree, convincing track records, and their meaningful contributions to the socio-economic and political development of our state.
Responding, the chairman of the Local Government Service Commission, Dr. Val Atta, who identified himself as one of them, assured that the governor will resume the payment of gratuity to retirees in the next 1 or 2 months, as everything has been put in place. He challenged the initiative to approach those he referred to as great personalities who are retirees to register with the forum.
I want to have more of this discussion from time to time. There are things we can do together. As one of you, we were part of that, and we toward the 31 local government areas of this state. I was not doing it with a direct reward, but I knew collectively the reward must come. My being here is a reward through God's service.
Dr. Atta also played host to members of the Uyo Students' Union, as well as directors of agriculture in the 31 local government areas of the state.
The Center for Social Justice, Equity and Transparency has condemned what it described as use of religion to destabilize Nigeria. Speaking ahead of the center's upcoming roundtable on the role of religious leaders in building interfaith intolerance, its national coordinator, Comrade Ikpa Isaac, raised concern over what he termed an upsurge in inflammatory utterances around religious differences. Ikpa said this has become a national challenge that must be addressed quickly, stressing that unguarded utterances by religious leaders in the country has further worsened the tension in the country. While acknowledging that certain situations, especially the killing of alleged herdsmen across the country, could have been resolved through a peaceful approach, he, however, said when the atrocities were committed, the responses to them from the relevant authorities could also have been better. He insisted that the realization that it is the larger population that will suffer negative consequences has propelled his group to bring Nigerians together to stave off the looming disaster of a religious hostility. The Vice-Chancellor of Michael Okpara University of Agriculture, Professor Francis Otunta, has claimed the discovery of drug potent to cure HIV/AIDS. Speaking with journalists at the university campus, Professor Otunta stated that the finding followed years of scientific research by the institution. The Vice-Chancellor, who said that the breakthrough was made by Professor Maduekwe Ezeibe, a researcher at the university, added that Ezeibe has presented the drug to the university management, senate, and council, where he explained the processes he went through to arrive at his finding. Professor Otunta also said that Ezeibe had equally presented the drug to his colleagues in the medical field, and nobody had contradicted his finding. Despite assurances from the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation, NNPC, that its 3 refineries are now producing automotive gas oil, AGO, also known as kerosene, the price of the product has remained high. This has been attributed to scarcity of foreign exchange, deregulation of the products, and diversities to the aviation fuel. The product, which was sold at less than 150 naira per litre about 3 months ago, has increased to more than 250 naira a litre. However, Ndu Ugamadu, Group General Manager and Group Public Affairs Division of NNPC, insisted that the country's 3 refineries have continued to supply about 4.8 million liters of kerosene daily. This, he said, is in addition to the 1 cargo which the corporation imports daily to complement the output from the refineries. Some of the marketers who spoke to newsmen said the price of the product is high due to the inability of the petroleum marketers to import, thereby depending solely on supplies from NNPC. As the orientation course for the 2016 Batch B/2 NYSC members enters its 2nd week, Director General of the scheme, Brigadier General Sule Kazare, has been visiting the orientation camps. During his visit to the Kalama camp in Bayelsa State, the Director General warned corps members against unauthorized journeys and night travels. Brigadier General Kazare said most of the reported deaths and accidents are the result of night journeys and unnecessary travel. He urged the corps members to uphold the tenets of discipline, patriotism and integrity, as well as show all acts of indiscipline and respect constituted authority. Represented by the Director of Procurement, Mr. Yakubu Dok, the NYSC Director General explained that the program was designed to prepare the young Nigerians for leadership and future of the country. And that's all we have for you on the news this morning. But just before we go, a recap of the top stories. If Akwa Ibom people fervently keep their part of the agreements entered into with God in the new month covenant service to be held every first day of the month, the state stands to acquire more blessing and protection from God. We also brought you a report that the Commissioner for Women Affairs and Social Welfare, Dr. Glory Edet, has tasked Christians on the need to live a life of gratitude to God rather than murmuring in the face of challenges. Dr. Edet gave the task during the Solemn Assembly held at Odorikwe, headquarters of any local government area. That's the news. Remember, you can also watch AKBC TV News online by logging on to akbconline.org or follow us on Twitter at AKBC45WIO or on Facebook at AKBC Channel 425. And from me, Abasubon Gordon, thanks for watching and do have a productive week ahead.
Say this to your loved ones and friends. Very loud.
I love you. I love you, honey.
Very well then. Let's hear this season as you send messages of love to 5 of your loved ones on radio and television. Join AKBC Radio and Television in celebrating Valentine in style. Get a Valentine card with 5 names, 1,000 naira only on radio and 2,000 naira only on TV. Do you value your loved ones? Then show it this Valentine by sending messages of love to them through our radio and television. Valentine, love, more love, and so much love. For details, contact Marketing Directorate, AKBC, 3 Rodoma Avenue, Uyo. Management announcing.